Good afternoon, Queenie.
Good afternoon, Doc. How are you doing on this fantastic spring forward day?
I am doing good. I'm awake. It's Monday. It's
See?
50 plus degrees in Kansas City, so I'm a happy camper. I've started planning some garden stuff, so can't be better. How about you,
Oh,
Queenie?
wow. No, that's cool. I know the gardening in the spring and all that stuff is so great. And that is fun. I love Hello Green, and I really mean it. I've already been to a couple meetings and everybody's like, you just celebrate the whole month. And I said, well, actually, yes, I do. It's green month for me. And I love this piece. Everything's kind of opening up. Some of the snow has melted off my backyard. So I'm always excited about that. Underneath, hopefully, will be some green grass. So yeah, it is beautiful. And I know that you've got so much planned. I saw your video that you posted on Doc and Queenie yesterday about an acre, my friend. Holy moly.
We had an acre donated for
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I meet with community charity on Friday to talk about how all of that works because I've never done this before. It's been a dream though. So yeah.
And I'm just sitting here going, this little pot of something I have to keep alive until you see it again. I'm having a little bit of pressure, and now you're doing an acre. Oh
Well,
my goodness.
And I said to my husband this morning, I was going to build some more garden boxes. And he looks at me like, so what? He goes, you've got an acre.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe I won't build some more garden boxes this year. We'll see.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that sounds massively overwhelming to someone like me, but it doesn't surprise me actually, and especially since you'll be able to bless so many people with this bounty.
Yes. I wish I could wear green today. Here's my green. See, that's what happens when I have green. So
yeah. I think I turned off my screen or on. I can't remember what I did to get the green to show, but I thought, oh my gosh.
But
I have disappeared before. That all that shows is my head. And so whatever I did to make the setting work, there you go.
There's some green.
That's green. Good job. Yeah.
I was going to say, so, you know, we have talked about this in the past, and we had our little poll with who's Irish and who's not. And I always veered towards, my mother was Italian, so I always veered towards that side. But I'm probably, the funny thing is, I'm probably more Irish than I am Italian.
Wow. And isn't that funny? Because Mama probably dominated what went on as far as the food and all that kind of stuff, but perhaps even the celebrations. So Mamas usually get the primo part of the ethnicity as far as heritage and things like that.
Yes, they do. So I've got some National Day ofs for us.
1 second. Is that garlic behind you or grass?
That's just grass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, because in your case, when you get down in your little fields of stuff, I wondered what you're doing. Okay. All right. Go ahead. National Day of what?
Grass. Well, National Day of, let me get my little backgrounds. I had some more wonderful computer problems today, so I was only able to get half of what I wanted to get out there. So
oh my gosh.
Let's start with, let's see what I've got.
You're scaring me, Doc. You're scaring me.
Happy National Napping Day.
Oh, no, I vote for this one. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have time today, but I like naps. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that actually is super cute.
So do you take naps, Queenie?
I would love to actually, and that actually would be a great fit because I like the premise. I tend to be a wee bit driven. Yeah. And so if all of a sudden I'm sitting for any length of time, I'm going, okay, now I need to this and now I need to that. So I'm just not a good sitter, which probably means I'm not a good napper, but I would probably love to take a nap. Yes.
Are you a, let's see if I can get this next one. Are you a snacker?
I definitely could be. I love chips and dip. Actually, anything salty is my thing. I could do salt much easier than sweet. So yes, I think potato chips are terrific.
Happy National Potato Chip Day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Obviously, I don't buy them ever because I know what would happen if I did. I love people that are able to go, well, just eat a couple. And I'm like, no. Right. And then of course the bag is gone and you're going, what just happened? No. So I just don't buy them because I know I will eat them because I do like salt.
So here's a question on the chips. Do you like the thin ones? Do you like ripple? Do you like the thicker kettle cooked? Do you have a preference?
Kettle cooked would be my least favorite. It wouldn't keep me from it, but my least favorite. And those kind of chips behind your head go with, like if you're having a sandwich out someplace, then that would be like the accent, if you will. And then if it's just going to be chips and dip, it's the Ridgy ones.
The Ridgy. Okay. Yes, that's kind of, I do like the kettle chips, but I will eat anything.
They're just fabulous. So you would eat snacks if you didn't know better?
Yeah, yeah, I would definitely, well, and unfortunately, health-wise, chips are probably the worst thing you could
Oh, I'm
snack.
sure. Yeah, I'm
You
sure.
know, it always happens, the good, the good stuff.
Oh, I think that's how it works, right?
Yeah, it seems to be that way. So, all right, so my backgrounds didn't happen, so we'll just, add a little background this way. So that's pretty
Aw.
cool. It's Learn About Butterflies Day.
Okay, I could go there.
So, which is cool. And actually here in the Kansas City area, if people are local, there's a big thing coming up, and they do it every year at Powell Gardens, which are like the city, the main gardens. They do a butterfly thing,
Wow.
education, and they have an area where they have butterflies, and it's pretty cool. So
Yeah, I would actually do butterflies. I mean, like I like the whole thought of them. Now, is anything creepy that would draw them? Like, if you get butterflies, you also get bees, or how does that work?
Well, yeah, I mean, they'll show up a little bit more in this when it gets just a little bit warmer here. End of March, April, somewhere. I want to say it might be even into May. I can't
Okay.
remember when they do it, but they do something every year.
Huh.
So one year, and I know how much you love bugs. One year they had these like gigantic, and they were made out of it almost looked like tree trunks and stuff. I mean, like branches, major branches. They made bugs like ants and spiders and stuff. Yeah, it was creepy to me too. It was just too big. It was like a Jurassic Park
Oh
experience.
my, no, that's not a good fit for me. Yeah, everybody always says, have you seen this movie or that movie? So I open up the trailer just to see what's up, and some kind of creepy thing like that. I'm going, I would be up all night long if that was something I watched.
I'd be like looking under the bed. Yeah,
right.
no,
That's not happening.
no,
But butterflies I can do.
yeah.
And the Spanish word for butterfly is mariposa.
Okay.
And so I like that just as a word. And I've actually known people who named their kids that. And I think mariposa is just fantastic. So that was one of my favorite Spanish words that I learned in college.
Cool.
And I was like, all right, so if I can make a living out of mariposa, then my college days were well spent.
There you go. You made it work. It was worth your education. You've got,
absolutely, yes.
Yeah, all I got out of I had to take 4 years of Spanish in high school with Hermana Beth, and y tu loca la cabeza. So crazy head.
Oh yeah, Hermana Beth, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
she was a short
goodness.
little lady. Everybody was scared of her.
Those little ones are powerful. I know that myself.
But all right, and let's see, we've got 2 left. We've got National Pie Day, PI. And of course, that was my favorite background, which would have been great. Do you know what PI stands for, Queenie? I think you do, because you are into numbers and finance and all of those kinds of things. What is
pi r squared? Yeah, pi r squared is 0.314, infinity number, etc. And so it's an algebraic conversation, I'm sure, but I'm sure you have a better answer than that, right?
Oh, I just wrote down the definition, which means absolutely nothing to a non, I love numbers, but not to this extent. It's the ratio of the circle's circumference to its diameter, which wow. I didn't like geometry. I loved algebra and trigonometry, but geometry and physics and blah, blah, blah. No, thank you.
N equals pi r squared. I just remember that some teacher must have smashed that into my head and it stuck, but that's the 0.314 infinity doodah that does something magic. And but now of course everybody uses it as pi, as PIE. And I saw even our favorite Jasper did a pi thing, and of course he goes,
that out.
Oh my goodness. And he goes, ain't never had no bad pie. And so he's just so cute about all these different days. But he actually put the pi symbol, algebraic symbol, into one of his pies. So he's just great.
Oh, total. Anything from his restaurant is fabulous. And of course it's Italian, so.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Lastly.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of national days of, And it's always so cool when you find all of these. What's the next one?
The last one, lastly, and we can bounce off of this. Actually, I'd like to bounce off of it to just continue the conversation. It's National Write Your Story Day.
Ah, okay.
So, because we all are writing our stories, whether it's personal, business, community, church, we all wear many different hats.
I think that can go a million different directions. And I have actually heard people say, even when I say things like, what's great about you, or what is something that you want to share as far as a fun fact. And they go, I'm really actually boring. I don't have anything. And I'm like, OMG, how can you possibly even think that? There has to be something fantastic that you just haven't shared yet. I'm great at cleaning the garage. Fabulous. I bet your garage looks amazing. Yeah, it does. Awesome. Then that is something I would tout. And actually, I would take a picture of that, from horrific, awful garage to fabulous, amazing, organized, because there's a lot of people out there that would love to have that skill.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we are all valuable and we all have a purpose.
Absolutely. Yeah. And some people are great at, and whatever that looks like, I think that should be celebrated. Now, we're all not great at everything, hello, but I don't think that there's anybody that doesn't have something that they could share, because, but I have asked that question before in different groups. Tell us a fun fact, and their brain can't wrap around that. And so what's your story day? Huh.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, that's awesome, especially in the midst of your writing your next book. And so I'm sure that probably gave you a little impetus to push forward.
Oh, yes. Push, push, push.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at the tree behind you. Is that an actual pet that you took with you, or is that not?
That's a fake fox that's actually made out of metal. Yeah, he's just standing there. Yeah.
I actually was just wondering if one of you had taken a dog or something with you. I didn't know. I knew it wasn't your dog.
They do have pets in this property, and once in a while they'll come out and say hello, and then pester us. And they also actually one time, remember when we did that dock in Queenie in front of this lake? I don't remember if there was a cat. They had two little cats.
Mm-hmm.
And my girlfriend was
during the Doc and Queenie guest live, and that was appropriate since Bev is our mascot mama. So yes, that was very appropriate.
Yeah, we had two cats that day, and I actually have some pictures of her. The cat was like literally on her top of her head. Yeah, this thing was it was super friendly and just climbed up her.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a dog person, so I don't get it. So.
Yeah. And that's a funny thing too, because there's either cat people or dog people, and some are both, but it's just always interesting to me. You know the cat's behavior, and you kind of know when they're going to get ready to pounce. And other people who are not cat people, if all of a sudden you feel a cat's going to do this, I know what's coming. And so I always say, she's going to jump on you, be careful. And they go, what? And then pretty soon, boom, here it goes. And they're freaked out completely because they weren't prepared. But it's just a funny thing. Like, you can tell when a dog is going to lick you, you can tell when a dog's going to be aggressive. The hair on the back of their neck, their tail goes down, checking you out. There's just so much that pets are fascinating, honestly. But usually you are either a dog or a cat person, usually not both. And, but in a household, I would think dogs and cats together would have to get along for someone to say they would be both. Yeah.
And there's people out there that we know that have both, it's just, I visit, our mascots, when I visit my girlfriend, they're all over me. They love me. They're like, you're the only person they'll come up to. And like, oh, that's great. What do I do?
Yeah.
Do I pet them like a dog?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And it really is a difference in people. And think about that too. People have written their story about their pets. And sometimes I have found people are better at writing about something or someone else because they don't feel that they are fascinating enough to share. And that's the part that I'm like, oh my gosh, all of us have something that the world needs to hear. And not all of us maybe know that. But that's a beautiful thing to encourage people. If today's National Write Your Story Day, I love that. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And like you say, people are interesting in what, I'm always curious as how they got to where they're at.
right now, or business wise, why did you pick this business? Or, and there's a lot of people that have had an experience that, catapults them into the business that they're in. So, which is kind of cool. So.
What made you say yes to your current profession? And that's always intriguing to me because everyone gets their start at different places. Now, we've all known people, which God bless them, is cool. You decide, I think I'll do that today. And they do it and everything turns to gold. And that's so cool. And again, congratulations. That's amazing. That's not how many of us start. And whatever your level of success is, a large network, large finances, whatever your piece is to that puzzle is great. But some people have it instantly. Now, is it because of their dynamic or is it because of the product dynamic? Is it a combination? I mean, I don't know the answer to that, but it's always interesting to me. What made you say yes to your current profession? And then on the flip side, what made you say no when you decide to bail?
Right. Well, and we've also talked to add to all of that, if it's meant to be, it's going to happen.
Mhm.
Whether it's immediate success, which is unusual, right? Or, a gradual building to success as far as business or whatever.
Yeah, I think that is, and plus, this is another thing for me that is so fun to learn from other people. Everyone just, again, what's your story? And Missy Day actually does an event in Las Vegas, what's your story? And she has coined that. And in her case, I think it's always in person. I don't know if she ever went virtual even during lockdown, but she coined it, what's your story? And every person is allowed to share literally the impact that they are making on the world because of their experience. And her what's your story events have been quite a topic in Las Vegas.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely
She's a really
is.
neat lady.
Oh my goodness. We have met so many amazing people in the Doc and Queenie community. It's just incredible. And I don't know if you even saw this yesterday, Doc. I know you were doing reels on YouTube and videos for your church, but I literally, Kim Mitchell, one of the people who was our guest live these last couple months that she's participated in Doc and Queenie guest live, she did a video yesterday. And oh yeah, and I literally just popped on my YouTube because I was checking my channel out and doing a managed video edit thing. And all of a sudden I look and it said Kim Mitchell added a video and I was like, what's happening? I clicked on that and I was like, OMG sister, I'm so proud of you. And she did another message as far as one of her dreams from God.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have to check that out.
Oh, but see, that's the part that I love so much. What gets you started? What keeps you going? What's your motivation? What are the triggers that help you catapult to the next level? And I just love that, especially now, of course, we're getting closer and closer to the beginning of second quarter. And I don't want to rush anything because now's the season I want everything to slow down because this is the part that I'd like to linger 2 or 3 days each day because as long as the SNOW is melting, I'm all over that. But I love to see people thrive. And like I say, when her video popped up, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of her.
Oh, a month or two ago, she had no idea what to do, which end was up, was kind of intimidated. I mean, she would say that. I know I can say that. She would say that out loud. But yeah, we have watched her grow big time.
It just actually, since it escaped me, I wanted to remember the name of her channel so our friends could see that.
God
Story Lady. Isn't that right?
Yes.
We'll
have to hashtag it when we.
No, I was going to say that's not right.
Is it not?
Okay. Kim's God Stories. My goodness, of course, now that I want
God Stories by Kim.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, because I knew it was something specific. There we go.
So God Stories by Kim. Just that popped up on my I haven't been on my YouTube.
Yeah, and that's why I was going to say because her name is very specific. So there aren't any of her. So it is God Stories by Kim, Kim. And so if you have a chance, any of you watching with us now or on the replay, once again, we love to promote everyone's channels. And as soon as I just literally open my channel, boom, pops up. Because anytime you do a video and you've already subscribed, and you've especially put that additional ring on there, like the next level up on the subscribe thing, it notifies you every time one of your subscriber people, the ones you have subscribed to, anytime they do a video, it pops up on your current. And so that I had her, of course, listed as a click person. And the second I opened my YouTube channel, there she was. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is just like the coolest thing ever to be able to see someone catapult to the top like this. I love that.
Yep, totally.
Yeah. So let's hear the latest on, speaking of catapult, let's hear the latest on your reels and what you've been posting, because your Instagram page is eclectic and dynamic. And I seriously, I love watching your Instagram.
It's eclectic. Yesterday, you might get a little nauseous if you watched a reel from yesterday. I was trying to do it to the music, and so I was kind of jerking the camera around.
I didn't know you could hear the music while you're doing the reel. I thought it was like the podcast stuff that you add the music later.
You can add it before or after, and sometimes I will add it before. Yeah, no, I just, like you say, eclectic. I try to once in a while do something with gardening. Actually, I shouldn't say once in a while. It's probably more gardening stuff. And now that we're in spring, there's more reason to do that. And then my posts, well, like we talked about before, my biggest post, or actually it was a reel, was over 5,000 people viewed it in actually in 4 or 5 hours. And I was at the lumber store.
You there?
So, yeah, and actually I was at Lowe's and Menards yesterday, and I did do a reel, and I'm gonna have to post that. Who knows what I'll get? I was looking at shower stalls.
Oh my gosh, you are
Exciting.
so, yeah, really, seriously. I can't even tell you, the last time I was in any of the, usually Christmas actually. And why do I go to Menards at Christmas?
I think I know why.
Right.
You
Because
probably
they
go
have-
after Christmas to get
No,
some sales.
I know I don't do the sales stuff. I don't do trampled, but I go at December-ish. Usually, let's say the 10th-ish, not last half, but I want to get there a little bit early because I want to see what kind of Christmas ornaments. I have gotten the coolest Christmas ornaments because I definitely need more.
At Menards?
Yes, and that they've got a section of Christmas trees and all that stuff, and a little section, and they're very different ornaments of kinds I have seen other places. So I literally just beeline right to there, take a look and hit the road, because I am definitely not a shopper. But I every year I kind of make an effort to go to Menards, because that little ornament section has something that I've never seen before. And that's usually where I would buy 1 or 2. And like I say, I certainly need 0 less than. And so it's not like I need them.
Well, we always have a joke in our family too. Did you pick up a big thing of cheese balls too? When we first went to Menards, we're like, you can get a drill and some nails and a big thing of cheese balls and milk, and you're just like,
oh my gosh. Yeah. I think my deal for those kind of places is, how can you do food plus all this other stuff? So it's not a good fit in my head, but I'm sure they're lovely, but it's not something I would go there for.
They're originally from Wisconsin, and we had the
Menards?
Menards is, yes.
I did not know that.
It's from Wisconsin. Yeah, they've been up in Wisconsin, Illinois, those areas, Minnesota for years, and they're just starting to make their way.
Know that. Oh wow.
We always say spend more money at Menards.
I don't think that's their slogan.
Well, it goes with their little jingle. Spend more money at Menards. Yeah.
Well, look at you. That's a new career. You now have a voiceover business and a jingle business. See where you're going to cram that into your schedule, Dr. Laura.
I'm sure I'll find it somewhere. You'll see it on the reels, but
yeah.
No, and speaking of stories, there's the story piece of the Instagram where you can put a reel on and it lasts for 24 hours. I usually don't do that because it only lasts for 24 hours. So I like to keep it on there, because when you get the ball rolling with the number of views and number of people that you're hitting or reaching out to with your hashtags, if it's only on for 24 hours, you're going to miss people that, the logarithm might, hit or not hit. So it's an art.
Well, I didn't know the stories only last that short of a time. That almost seems like, why would you do it if it's going to disappear? Because if I go to that much effort, I want it to stay there.
Exactly. Yeah, and with the way I am, my little video from yesterday actually was the quickest I've ever done. But I'm beyond picky and how things look and editing and all of that. But yesterday went pretty good. We only had 2 takes. So and I got it edited within 5 minutes. So
Wow.
well,
Well, think about that. That's not only a skill, obviously, but a gift to be able to put those kind of things out there. But I would definitely be more inclined to do a reel than a story if that's the case.
yeah. So, but we have lots of fun. So what's new in the
Wow.
land of water and HNP or Happy Neighborhood Project?
Well, actually, the cool part is for any of you watching with us live or certainly on the replay before this Thursday, March 17th is the 1-year anniversary celebration of Midwest Ladies. I absolutely cannot believe how fast 1 year has already flown, because last year, if you remember, we were launching Midwest Ladies because there wasn't a Midwest Ladies for the Happy Neighborhood Project yet. And so when I made that email that said, how come there's no group for Midwest Ladies? And Edwina Deborah, the Chief Happiness Officer, calls and said, well, guess what? How about if you start it? And I was like, oh my gosh. So here we are. And it has been so amazing to see the ladies that have come from all over the place, including other countries. Now, 11 o'clock Central Time, which is when Midwest Ladies meets, is way wrong time for a lot of our friends across the pond, as they call it. But Australia, India, and Germany, UK, those are some of our larger countries that participate in HNP. And it's horrific times, 2 or 3 in the morning, translated to their time zone. So that has been unfortunate. But sometimes they have said before, if I'm up in the middle of the night, I'll pop on, and they have. And it's just super fun to see people all across the Happy Neighborhood. And we're definitely inviting every lady in the entire world to join us for our anniversary celebration. The co-host teams, we have unbelievable prizes. One of the girls is offering $100 gift certificate. And and 25, it's just going to be a shopping extravaganza with a lot of it.
Fantastic. Well, in HNP this week, there's a lot going on. You guys hit a milestone. Did you hit 2,000 people?
2,000 people in the co-op. The co-op is HMP is the umbrella, and the Happy Co-op started in July of 2021, and we hit 2,000 members on Friday. And I looked at that and I was like, oh my gosh. And so it's the top 10% of co-ops in the world, which is amazing. Oh my gosh. And then every year, the International Day of Happiness is March 20th, which is why Edwina Deborah, the Chief Happiness Officer, started celebrating the International Day of Happiness on whatever day was closest to Friday, as far as the 20th. And so this week, March 18th, is the actual celebration of the International Day of Happiness. And we're going to be on a platform called Hop In. And it is like a big vendor booth like you would do in a convention center in your local market. And so it's a virtual vendor. It's a virtual extravaganza. It's a happiness expo times a million. And so it's going to be super amazing fun. I have a vendor booth there for my Miracles with Water company, and several other people in the Happy Neighborhood have participated in that. It's just incredible to think. Guest speakers, I think I might have mentioned on this call that Dame DC Cordova is one of the speakers, and it's International Women's Month on top of everything. And she is just, I've been stalking her on YouTube, of course, and it's just, I can't wait to hear her speak in person virtually. And so I think it's speed networking, prizes, Dell computer and iPad, $50 Amazon gift cards by several of our sponsors. Oh my gosh.
Aren't they trying to break a Guinness World Record?
Yes, yes. The speed networking record right now is held by Belgium. And that was in 2012, I believe, or 14. And they had 1,068 people in speed networking. So I don't know if that meant people were there and they networked, like by the time you do the combos, it turned that out to be 1,068, or if it's actually physically. I don't actually know where you would put 1,068 people in a venue for networking, but maybe that's what they did. But anyway, that is definitely an option to be able to break the Guinness Book of World Records for speed networking. So that's definitely an option. And plus, just to be able to be in an environment like that is so fun. And so we still have tickets are only $25 right now for 6 hours. It's 9 to 3 Pacific time, 11 to 5 Central time. Obviously, you don't have to be on there.
You can pop in and out, right?
Oh,
You're not,
absolutely.
You're not beholden. That's basically what I'm going to do. I've got meetings in between, and so I'm going to pop in, pop out, pop in.
Yeah, and we could even call it hop in, hop out, since that's
Hop
the
in, hop
platform.
out. Yes.
But
That sounds
it's so
fantastic.
techy and it's so eclectic. It's just, I just can't wait. So yeah, you're right, Doc. This is a very big week for a lot of people in the Happy Neighborhood Project for sure. And I will post the link under this video in our Doc and Queenie for
Awesome.
the Midwest ladies, and definitely IDH if anyone wants to go to that, because you can still get tickets for only $25.
So that would be an ask. Do you have any other asks? Do you have anything for your Miracles with Water, or?
Oh my gosh. Well, and I am sorry to always say this, but my business started because of allergies. And so this is allergy season for a lot of people. And that's usually when people go, okay, uncle, I'll do anything. And then they drink the water, and we don't cure, treat, diagnose anything, obviously, but that's how my business started. And so this is my season, if you will, to help people feel better. So sometimes it's as easy as changing your water. And this is my time. When I put up a fish bowl, I always say, when the fish gets sick, you don't give them pharmaceuticals, do you? You change the water. And so when I use my fish bowl, in fact, I know, seriously,
I've killed some fish.
this is my fish bowl. And so I always put this up and I say, when the fish gets sick, you don't give them pharmaceuticals, you change the water. And so it helps them get it. It's a visual though. I mean, think about it.
Oh,
Everybody
totally.
pops
Totally.
that stuff in all the time for sure. But
Well,
what about you? I bet you have an ask with gardening, like. holy
Well,
moly, please
before
help
I
me.
ask, I would like to say, I'm part of the Miracles with Water family. We would
Yes,
love to
ma'am.
have you join us. I mean,
Yes,
it's
absolutely. And
it's
it's
a
wonderful to have a naturopath, my friend, because the questions I don't know physiologically, you're able to help us with. And that has been a blessing for me times a million, to know someone personally who can actually take people to the next level. So I appreciate you very much.
and I appreciate your knowledge. I mean, with the water, there's sometimes I'm like, I don't get what's happening. And you just rattle right through it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I never thought of that. So
I can do
yeah.
the technology part, you do the doctor part, because that's not
Yes.
my gift at all. Where does this go? I don't know. What
I
is this?
know. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
So yeah, no, gardening, my ask right now is I'm working on my YouTube channel of having subscribers. I would like to hit
okay.
100. I'm at 35, which is pretty
Ooh.
good, because a couple of weeks ago I was at 20. So we're getting there. It's
Absolutely.
it's got to just keep churning it out and walking forward and asking. So I a lot of times forget to ask, but
Well, and see, that really is the deal. On the HMP events, that's what I put in the chat, because quite frankly, the water people come to me just kind of out of need. But I would usually say, thank you for subscribing to my channel. I put the link in there. Holy moly. And that's really how it happens. So I'm sure you're going to get to 100 super quick.
yeah, through HNP, through LinkedIn, all of the others, we're getting there, and then if you subscribe to my channel, we are going to make a series out of the community garden. So we're going to go step by step.
Do you need volunteers, or does it have to be church members of your own church?
No, if you're local KC, if you want to help, it's open to anybody that wants to help. We're just a little bit south of Olathe.
Okay.
But yeah, we're setting up a structure that if you want to help and want some produce, you kind of put your time in.
Oh, well, now that's super nice though. And to be able to do an acre, I'm sure this is not a one-man show, for heaven's sakes.
No, it definitely isn't. And it will be interesting. I'm not intimidated, but I've never grown to this scale. But we will just, I was actually talking with one of the gals that's going to be helping me. We'll just keep to our principles, which is all we do, as much organic as we possibly can, techniques and principles. And then we'll just fly by the seat of our pants for the rest of it. So
that was very transparent of you, Dr. Laura.
and we were talking about praying for rain all the time, because right now we're like, how do you hydrate or water? Because a irrigation system would be a little costly. Right at this
kind of defeats the purpose of a community garden, to help other people. Yeah.
So yeah, our little town has a new food pantry that just opened up, and so we're going to be talking with them to see if we can share the fountain.
Wow.
So yeah, we've got a lot of ideas, a lot of plans, and would love anybody that wants to participate and help out. we're working on a schedule, and it's not like we're going to need you, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. Though if you want to work 10 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Yeah. I'm sure
So-
you'll have something for everybody in that particular case.
Oh, definitely.
You always have massive projects, my friend.
I don't know what to do without a project, to be honest, Queenie. I just don't. That's my personality. I'm always working through things. So yeah.
Wow. There's a lot going on, that's for sure. And it's so fun for me. If anybody wants to get involved, definitely participate in the Doc and Queenie community, because there are ladies, people everywhere in our community from all across the globe now, which is super fun. And definitely if you want to help Doc in her garden, and everybody has to subscribe to her channel, because getting to 100 is so huge. And it really is to be able to capture your own URL.
Yep. And you'll have to explain it to me when I get there. So
Absolutely. I went
So-
to YouTube to find out how. So that's my deal.
So guess what, Queenie? It's time already.
I decided today we're going to double our time. What do you think?
I've got a meeting coming up.
I
So
was going to say, I just looked at this and I went, oh, this won't work.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say your schedule, I think you've got the same issue.
Oh
Not
my
that it's an
God.
issue, but
It's a good issue. I'm
It's a
very
good-
happy to be this blessed with these agenda items on my schedule. Let's
busy
go there.
blessings or
Yeah.
blessing. Busy. I don't know. However that is said. So, all right. Well, thank you everyone for joining Doc and Queenie Facebook Live today at. Gotta get that in there. Gotta get that in there. You can reach KathyWeaverKC.com on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. I do believe you're on Twitter too.
I am.
Or just go directly to her website. Or you can reach me at kitchengardenexpert.com. And then I'm on the same social medias. We're both on Instagram, also Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I am not on Twitter, but I'm on everywhere else.
I'm even on Pinterest, if that doesn't crack you up.
I'm not there yet. I'm
Oh,
just like,
I just,
I don't know where that's gonna fit.
I see that sometimes and I go, Catherine, what were you thinking? I know.
Well, that's kind of, it's expanding the reach, or you guys could check us out on HNP or at Midwest Ladies and other places. Queenie, I almost called you Kathy. I don't know who that is, but Queenie is all over the world. So you could go to Australia with her, or India with her, or the UK. So it's hard to keep up with her because she's all over the place.
Yes,
But we have a Thursday Bible trivia. If you'd like to join us, you don't have to be a Bible scholar. It's just a great way to learn. It's a very simple way. There's no pressure. You don't even have to be on camera to participate. We'd love to have you. That's every Thursday at 7 p.m. Or join us back here every Monday at high noon. So thank you, Queenie. Thank you, everybody, for joining us either live or on the replay. And we will catch you later. Have a fantastic St. Patrick's Day this year. And we will see you soon.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Queenie.
Bye now.